Jake Brandon here with CougarBoard, and we are joined by probably the youngest person to come to an NIL interview so far, and the first baseball guy who hasn't had to cancel on me to do an interview. So welcome, Zac. Zac Dart. Yeah, give him a round of applause. There we go.
Thanks.
Tell us, Zac, tell us about yourself. Tell us about where you played high school ball, how you got to BYU, your recruiting process, what you do, what position you play in baseball.
Okay, yeah. So, I'm Zac Dart. I'm from Spanish Fork. I was originally born in Greenville, North Carolina. I was raised kind of on the Outer Banks. And then I lived in Denver for a few years. I went to law school there, and then worked there. But my dad's from Spanish Fork. I'm a diehard Spanish Forker. Played football and baseball there. I started getting recruited by BYU pretty much the summer between my freshman and sophomore year. I'm a pitcher. I played infield and hit in high school too, but I don't think I'm gonna really do that anymore. But I played for obviously Spanish Fork High School. There's a real legacy of a pipeline to BYU, and then I played for a summer team called Team Utah, coached by Brandon Turley, which is just one of the best baseball guys in the world, along with Coach Gubb at Spanish Fork, Coach Lucas, all those guys. And they really just helped me with the connections, find connections to BYU. Eventually, they offered me my sophomore year. During my sophomore year, I committed just a couple weeks later, me and a couple of my best friends. And so since then, it's just been looking forward to it. It's crazy it's finally here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Finally with BYU. But yeah.
It's going fast, man.
I know, it's wild. Really weird. Graduated. Next thing you know, I'm on campus. But
so you and some other Spanish Forkers committed. As you and Easton, and wasn't there a third as well, who are all headed from Spanish Fork to BYU?
Yeah, so there's me, and then Easton Romero, who I grew up with, one of my best buds, and then Mason Olson is from Spanish, and he's coming from CSI. I played with him my sophomore year, COVID shortened sophomore year. But he went up to CSI. Now he's coming to BYU. And then there, as long as, draft stuff, which will probably end up happening actually, but draft stuff ignored, we'll have a lot of Spanish Fork guys. We'll have me, we'll have Easton, we'll have Mason Olson, we'll have Cy Nielsen, Andrew Pintar, Josh Cowden, all Spanish Fork guys. Cooper Vest, grew up in Spanish Fork, eventually moved, but just a ton of Spanish Fork guys. So, I love it, really proud of it. Really, I love Spanish Fork.
Yeah, it's cool. Whenever I mention, people are like, oh, you coach? Where did you coach at? Oh, I coached football at Spanish Fork. I'm like, well, they have a really good baseball team.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a good football team too, all right?
We do.
But yeah, it's kind of known, and even out of state. Do you know Jake Brugman at all? He played in the majors.
Yeah.
He was a BYU player.
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting to know Jake a little bit recently, and he knew about Spanish Fork before he ever came to Utah.
Yeah.
So even in Arizona, it's
for sure
known as a baseball.
For sure. There's a great history with Coach Gubb, and then Coach Shu, his dad, and built just an incredible program, great players. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We had those years with Hayden and Jarrett and stuff. We were winning national championships and just incredible stuff. So yeah, it's legit.
And it's kind of a legacy program, right? Because you've had kind of the same family running it head coaching it for, man, I don't even know.
For sure, yeah, 40 years probably, because Coach Shu was there for upwards of 30 years. Legend, winningest coach, ever. And then Coach Gubb's been there for 7, going on 8 years.
And he's won multiple state championships.
Coach Gubb's got
in his
2.
7 years.
Yeah, he won one his first year in 15, and then we got one my junior year in 21.
So, dude, let's talk about your junior year real fast. We're kind of jumping around, but you had an injury in your junior year, and you missed a good chunk of the season.
Yep.
And then you came back, and Spanish Fork baseball, I would say, kind of turned a corner in the playoffs. Talk about coming back and what happened and what you think was the difference.
Yeah, so my junior year was incredible. We were able to win the state championship. I got to give so much credit to the seniors from that year. Boston, Weston, Hunter. Shouldn't name them because I can't name all of them. Morley, Sessions, all those guys. God, I don't want to forget anyone. Blair. Mm-hmm. They were just such great leaders. A few of them went on to play. At JUCOs at Eastern and stuff, but really not college baseball players or anything, just competitors and leaders. My little brother Will started every game for us at shortstop as a freshman, and he struggled at times, and he never heard a word of what is he doing out there? Just incredible guys. Same thing for Coach Gubb, the leadership, just keeping the ship right. We really scuffled, in region, like bad. We got swept by Maple Mountain and Salem, which is just incredibly humiliating. Like bad.
It's rivalry.
Rivalries. Like, no disrespect. They had awesome teams, both of them that year. Awesome teams.
But you
awesome
don't want to get swept by your rivals.
You can't get swept by both of your rivals consecutively. Just horrible. And yeah, I was hurt. It was really frustrating. I started off the year. I was excited, pitching, throwing hard. I felt good. My shoulder kind of gave up on me. So I had shoulder problems. I was DHing. I had a good year at the plate, but I was DHing. I couldn't play the field. I couldn't pitch. I didn't feel like I could really be me. So then I was able to come back, like right before the state tournament. And then, I'm hesitant to even talk about it because I want to be clear, this was all me. But I got hurt, I eventually ended up getting Tommy John surgery. And I hurt my elbow really end of the regular season, against Park City. And that's just a freak accident. Everything we did right, the rehab for the shoulder, we were ready to go. But right before state, I popped, numb hand. But I didn't tell anyone. I told no one, because I was I just wasn't going to do that. It was kind of dumb of me. But so I just kept I pitched. I played a lot, through the state tournament. And we got hot, as a team.
Yeah.
I was able to come back and pitch for us, which was really great.
Pitching was good. Bats got hot too.
Yeah, bats got super hot. We started to just rake, honestly. We were just raking. Our whole lineup was really hot. Easton got hot. Easton, Romero really struggled at the beginning of the season. He stuck with it, ended up winning playoff MVP, first team All-State. He was incredible. We just got super hot. Had some guys come up big, had some breaks. Everything that needs to happen to win a state championship, it happened. And so it was just incredible. No better feeling in the world.
I feel like a lot of people have written you guys off.
Yeah, a lot of people have written us off. We could have written ourselves off. We had a losing record at one point. Like I said, we got swept by both of our rivals. We split with the team we probably shouldn't have split with. We were really struggling. No one was hitting. We couldn't pitch. Everyone was hurt. I was hurt. It was horrible.
Right.
But we were just, Hayden Nielsen, he'll be embarrassed, and Jay Sprinkerhoff. Mm-hmm. After we got swept by Salem, we had a team dinner at my house on Monday, and then we were going to play Provo that next Tuesday. And Hayden and Jace came and spoke to us just as a team. We had a team dinner, and just us and those two guys. And they talked to us, and just had the best message, guys, you just got to put it behind you, because in playing in Spanish Fork, there's this, the community hovers. Which is amazing, but at the same time, if you're struggling, that can be really demoralizing and humiliating. Knowing everywhere you go,
everyone knows who you are.
And
they know your record.
Yeah, exactly, they know your record. It can be really hard. And they were just guys, everyone's behind you. We love you. You can do this. It's okay. It's ball. Just have fun. And from that point on, I think we won 18 of 20 or something. We swept. We won out region. We swept everybody else we played in region. Then we lost the first game of the state tournament. Came back, double dipped Murray, and then won every game up from then, except we lost game 2 to Maple Mountain. Luckily came back and beat them game 3 in the state championship. But yeah, it was just an incredible run. Great night. Those guys came and talked to us. I really can't attribute enough of our success to those guys.